I'm about to write a ChatGPT novel in 75 clicks. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't believe this is happening. We're almost up. The time's about to run out. This is insane. We're in my ChatGPT Plus account right now, and you can see that I have 15 different chapters already set up. I'm also logged into ChatGPT in 2 different tabs, just in case one takes longer and freezes up. The other thing that I already did was I asked ChatGPT to outline the entire novel. It's got 15 chapters, and then in each one of these different chats and chapters, I asked ChatGPT to further break down each chapter in each chat into 5 scenes so that it would equal, each scene would equal around 3,500 words. I'm not great at numbers, but if you do that math, it's supposed to be around 50,000 words. In fact, I think it's a little bit more. I have no idea if this is gonna work. I have not tried it out yet. I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, we have our timer set up now. Here we go. And start. Let's go. We're gonna go to chapter 1. We already got there here. And I'm just gonna say, please write scene 1. I'm gonna copy that because I'm gonna do that a bunch more times. Scene 1. We're gonna go through each one of these and do this scene 1. Okay, good. Then we're gonna go back and forth. I really hope this is gonna work. Let's go check on chapter 1. Is that done? Okay. Okay, guys, we have scene 1 of chapter 1. So let's just do write scene 2. There we go. And we're just gonna ask it to write each scene one at a time, each chapter. That's gonna work so much better than my original plan. Here we go with scene 2. Let's see what happens. We got scene 1 already written. So let's say, please write scene 2, and then we'll just bounce back and forth between these 2 tabs and these 2 chapters, and this is still going to be super fast, so much faster than doing it with 1 tab and so much faster than obviously writing it yourself. Okay, we're done with scene 2, I think, so let's do scene 3 of chapter 2. Let's go back over on part 1 and see where we're at. Okay, we got scene 2 there. All right, let's go back to the other chapter. Yep, looks like we're here. This is going to be the last scene in this one. So we're going to, after this, we're going to start with chapters 3 and 4 and do the same thing all the way through 15 chapters. So far, so good. I really think this is actually going to work. It's kind of mind-boggling. Now, I don't know if this novel is any good or not. Well, again, we're going to check that out at the end of this video, so make sure you stay all the way to the end. So we're going to compare some of the passages that ChatGPT made up with the actual outline. All right, are we done with this? I think so. Okay, this is chapter 2. So we're going to go over to chapter 4, and we're just going to say here, please write scene number 1 in a second with scene 3. So this is definitely going to get confusing. Okay, we're done with that. Perfect. So we're going to go to scene 3, right? Okay, we're just going to do odds and evens. I guess that's probably how I'll have to think about it. You guys believe this? Let me know in the comments if this is blowing your mind like it's blowing my mind to be able to do this so quickly. I think this is a great approach to writing or generating a novel quickly with AI. That would also a book or a story or really anything that you want to write. This is probably a good process to do it very, very quickly and cohesively. I think we're done with chapter 4. So we're going to go to chapter 6. We already got our outline, scene 1. That's what we want. And then we're going to get ready for scene number 2. This is going so quick, guys. This is crazy. Go back to chapter 5, scene 1. We already got scene 2 ready. Look, there's a lot of dialogue in this one, which is actually pretty cool. So this is scene 1, chapter 5, which is a phone call. That makes sense. There's a lot of dialogue. All right, so we are gonna hit write scene 2, get ready for scene 3, right there. Let's go over here to chapter 6. It's almost done, and we're going to get it to, here we go, scene 2, scene 3. This is like perfect. The coordination between these 2 tabs, these 2 chapters, is actually going very, very well. Better than I expected, to be honest. It's taking me 3 years at a minimum, really, to write each one of the novels that I have published on Amazon right now. This is taking me, gonna be under an hour. Okay, so this is scene 5. I bet we're already done. Yep, we're already done with chapter 5. So we're gonna move to chapter 7. And we're just gonna keep doing this process. Please write scene number 1. Let's get ready for scene number 2. Go to chapter 6. We're probably already done. There we go. So now we're gonna be on to chapter 7. Here we go. Now we're on to chapter 7, scene 1. Let's get ready for scene 2. in chapter 7. That's scene 5, right? Okay, we're going to 8. And this is scene 3 right here. Let's keep going. And of course, you don't have to do it this fast, but you certainly could. And you could do more directions along the way, just to make sure that you could read this each time, regenerate it if you didn't like it, give ChatGPT some more instructions to get exactly the scene that you want, character arcs and descriptions. So you could come in and really change each one of these sections and scenes to be exactly what you want, and affects, of course, the whole chapter and the whole novel. So that's probably best for a better novel. But right now, I just want to see, is it possible to do this? And I think we've already demonstrated that you can, in fact, write a novel this fast with ChatGPT. Okay, scene 5. See, we're already done with this entire chapter here, and that's chapter 7. So as that goes, I'm going to go to the other tab, which is on scene 4. We're going to get ready for scene 5. This is absolutely insane. All right, let's get ready for the next. Is this the last session? This is. All right, we're gonna go back to 7 and see, do we need any more? Nope, we're done. So we got 7 and 8. So we're gonna jump to 9, and we're just gonna do scene number 1, rinse and repeat. Okay, as that's getting started, we're gonna go over here, and this is scene 5, that's done. We're going to chapter 10, guys. This is crazy. Here we go. And we're going to get ready for the next scene, which is scene 2. I'm going to copy that because that's the same in the other chapter that we're working on. We're literally on chapter 10 right now. All right, let's go back here. I bet we're almost done. This is scene 2. We're ready. It's got to be almost done. I might even clean this up and publish it somewhere. I don't know where I would publish it at, but it would certainly just be, hey, this is an AI novel, and I could certainly go through here and fix some of the summary stuff. I could probably just copy each scene into a new chat and ask ChatGPT to fix it for me. So that might be something I do, and then publish it somewhere. I don't know, maybe medium.com. Okay, we're already on scene 5, guys. This is chapter 10. We're gonna be done before we know it. I know this is one of my longer videos, but I wanted to show as much of this as possible because it's pretty mind-blowing. Okay, let's do scene 5 of chapter 9. At the end of this video, I'm gonna compare some of what's written to the outline. I've already seen some problems, but mostly I'm just very, very impressed. All right, let's go to chapter 10. We're probably almost done with chapter 10. Then we're going to move on to 11 and 12. We're only going to 15. See, there we are, done with chapter 10. So that means we're going to go to chapter 12 because we're doing odds and evens. Again, I highly suggest that if you use this process, do 2 tabs, maybe 3, and do odds and evens, or however you want to approach it. If you know a better way to do this, please write that down in the comments too, if you could already see a better way to do this. I know if you had multiple tabs open, you could probably do like 5 chapters at a time. But again, I don't know what ChatGPT would do with that. And I don't want to tell you to do something that might get you in trouble. All right, so we're going to do chapter 11 here. We've got to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. We're getting toward the end of the middle and maybe the beginning of the last third of this novel. Things should be heating up. We've got initial denial, emotional eruption, husband's role, shocking admission, agreement to team up. Keep in mind that ChatGPT is not going to write about anything and everything. It does have rules and guidelines that it needs to follow, but most novels and most scenes, as long as there's not a lot of violence and a lot of other things that, or would be like rated R, then you're probably good. All right, and of course, if ChatGPT is writing it itself, it should keep itself hopefully in line. I know it doesn't always do that, but ChatGPT-4 is good. Now, I think you could do this even faster with ChatGPT 3.5 because that's actually usually a faster generation in my experience. It goes faster. So we're doing scene 2. Let's get ready for scene 3 here. And we got scene 3 already ready. This is scene 2. Let's go back over to chapter 12. This is scene 2. Looks like we're still getting 400 to 500 words per scene, which I think is, you could ask for more. You could maybe ask for 500 to 600, but the more you ask, sometimes ChatGPT gets a little weird if you ask for too much content at one time. Let's go back to chapter 11. Let's get ready for scene 4 here in chapter 11. And we're going to start scene 4, get ready for scene 5. There we go, it's already there. Chapter 12, this will be scene 4. Let's get ready for that. Scene 4. And this is already scene 3. We're almost done with chapter 12. That's literally insane. All right, let's go scene 4, get ready for scene 5, the last scene in chapter 12. We're about to start the last scene in chapter 11. which should be really getting into heading toward the conclusion of this novel. Let's do scene 5. We've reached our current usage cap for ChatGPT 4. You can continue with the default model, and that is what we're going to do. And you can probably see that this is going to go a lot faster with 3.5. I figured we'd hit a cap at some point, and here we are. But we've already done like almost 11 chapters, which is pretty good. All right, so we're already done with that. Now things are probably going to get even faster. So we're going to go to chapter 13 and do scene 1. We're probably going to have to be faster here. All right, there we go. Surprisingly, it's letting us do ChatGPT 4 right now in this particular session, this particular chapter. So let's do scene 2. That'll be the last one. Let's go to chapter 13. This one's rocking because it's using ChatGPT 3.5. So let's do scene 3. This one we could almost do just stay on this particular chapter because it's probably going to go so fast. All right, we're done with ChatGPT 12, right? Let's just make sure. All right, we're going to go to 14 and say do scene 1. Again, I think we're going to hit with the cap. Nope, it's going to let us do it. Great, let's keep going. All right, scene 3. Now we got to do scene 4. So it's staying way ahead of us now. Scene 5, almost done, guys, with chapter 13. All right, let's see how much slower this one's going, but it's probably better content. Can't guarantee that, but we're just going to still go back and forth because otherwise I'll probably get lost. We're almost there. We got one more chapter and it's going to go like gangbusters. Okay, scene 1. Let's do scene 2 and get ready for scene 3. Okay, we're done there with chapter 13. So we're going to chapter 5. This is the last chapter, guys. The last chapter of our novel. It's been less than an hour. Okay, we're going to use the default model. No problem. All right, we're going to do scene 2 and it's already done with that. We're going to do scene 2 there. Let's see how we are in chapter 14. That's scene 2. Let's do scene 3. We're going to be done with chapter 15 before we're done with chapter 14, and that's crazy. All right, scene 2 of chapter 15. So we're doing scene 3, and let's get ready for scene 4 because we know that's going to come up real quick. Let's check on chapter 14. Let's get ready for scene 4. Yep, here we go. It's still looking like it's giving us 400 to 500 words per scene. All right. We're just going to wait for this to get done because I know that other ones is going crazy. It's going to be done when I get over there. So scene 4, okay, use default model. Okay, this one's going to start going fast too. Let's do scene 5. It's probably already ready for that. All right, scene 5, chapter 14. There you go. We're going to do scene 4, and we'll wait to do scene 5 as the last thing because that will be the last one that we do. All right, scene 5, 14 is in the books. Let's go to 15. Guys, we're almost done. This is the very last scene. This is the end of our novel. Then we're going to count up the word count and we're going to compare the outline. We're done. We are done, guys. You made it to the end. Put chapter 15 in the comments. That would be awesome. I'd love to see a bunch of those down there. Hey guys, what I've done is I have asked ChatGPT to break down the word count for every chapter, every scene, and total every chapter. And here's what we're looking at right now, all 15 chapters. And I'm going to ask ChatGPT, what's the total word count, taking all the chapters combined? And hopefully it's at least 50,000 words or more. Okay, and drum roll, please. Here we have all 15 chapters, their word count, and what's the final? We actually came to 38,892 words. So rounding up, almost 40,000, 10,000 words shy, unfortunately, of our 50,000 word goal. If we added a couple more chapters, we could easily get to 50,000 words or more. We definitely proved that you could write a complete novel in less than an hour with ChatGPT, and that novel would be pretty good. If I had to do this again, I would certainly give ChatGPT more direction. I would go slower, so I might take at least a couple hours, maybe a complete day, probably even a couple of days or a week to make sure I'm fine-tuning each chapter, each scene of each chapter, and directing ChatGPT to give me exactly what I want from each chapter and making sure that there's this cohesive story unfolding on the page or the screen for the reader. If you use ChatGPT 3.5, you're going to do this probably in half an hour. You saw how fast that went. ChatGPT 4, though, is probably going to give you a little bit better content. I don't know, guys. What do you think about this process? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos about writing, blogging, and ChatGPT and AI tools. Once you write your novel, you're definitely going to want to write a query letter or a back cover blurb. I have a whole bunch of videos about writing query letters and book descriptions, so check those out. I will put a playlist right up here right now. Check that out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.